Nigeria remains a hotbed of frustration on Thursday as the nationwide labor union strike against the government's decision to remove popular fuel subsidies hits its fourth day.
Tens of thousands of demonstrators are again on the streets of the nation's cities expressing their anger and paralyzing commerce. A Nigerian oil worker union says it is taking the first steps toward shutting down production to protest soaring gasoline prices. A shutdown could devastate Nigeria's economy, and even the threat of one may affect global oil prices. And as thousands of Nigerians demonstrated on Wednesday, the government threatened not to pay civil servants who do not return to their jobs. President Goodluck Jonathan is steadfastly refusing to reinstate the subsidy, saying the government can no longer afford it. Pastor Tunde Bakare of the Save Nigeria movement and a former vice presidential hopeful says the government is corrupt.
Today, we are asking the National Assembly to impeach Mr. President for illegal deduction. He has stolen our money. He has given it to his people. Nigerians are asking for his impeachment. If the National Assembly will do their duty, time has come. The president has committed an impeachable offense for taking money before paying it to the Federation account and for spending it before the budget, it not within the budget. Right now, we are asking for our money back.
Ending the subsidy has caused the cost of gasoline to double since January 1st. Nigeria is Africa's top oil producer and exports more than 2 million barrels of crude oil a day. The nation relies on oil for more than 90% of its export earnings.
Earlier today, I spoke with reporter Jacqueline Ogoh in Lagos about the tense situation there in Lagos.
I'm right at Gani Farmi Park in Lagos, the main venue for the rally. People have been trooping out of their houses. Nobody is doing any form of business, The focus is on this strike, and people are actually saying that they are not going to rest until they see a change in government. And that means the big call now is for Jonathan to, vacate the presidential quarters. They are saying that he's not doing enough. He betrayed their confidence. A lot of Nigerians actually voted for President Goodluck Jonathan because during his campaign, he had this slogan telling Nigerians that he had no shoes. He was once a very, very poor man, and he knows what they are going through. That when he gets into office, he's going to change from the status quo. They are going to have better life. So they trooped out to vote for him. Then, coming in shortly after his emergence in leadership, he removed fuel subsidy without due consultation with the people. So the people are so angry, they feel so betrayed. Now it's going beyond the issue of fuel subsidy removal.
How did the demonstration and this strike now transform into a demand or demands for the president to step down and totally a change of government?
Okay, actually what happened was this. When the protest started, the people at first focused on the issue of the removal of fuel subsidy. But because government did not respond on time, the agitation grew in size, and it now went beyond the issue of fuel subsidy to other issues that have been troubling Nigerians. Like I said, the issue of job creation, the issue of lack of electricity, that is a very, very serious one here in Nigeria. The health sector, need for improvement, and transparency in governance and accountability. And then another very serious one which the world knows about, the issue of security. Boko Haram has been killing people like and the government has not been able to nip that in the bud. And they think that for the president to take a decision that has, affected so drastically the prices of goods and services at this point when a lot of families are mourning, they feel it's a very, very insensitive decision, and they are even calling for his removal from office if he doesn't respond quickly to their demands.
Up to this point, what has been the response from the government?
Oh, the government has stayed on point, and some people say this government cannot respond to stimuli, and they are saying that the government is just acting as if the people do not matter. Now people are trying to show that they have the power. Because they voted the government into power, they can also tell the government to exit the place of power. And it's now a big power struggle across the states of Nigeria. The government said yesterday that the removal of fuel subsidy is in the interest of the majority, not a selfish decision, that it was the cooperation of the people. But the people are saying that you can't force us to eat a meal that we do not like. And so therefore, you have to listen to us first so that we can dialogue and so that we can eat this meal you're trying to put on the table. So that's why there's been this deadlock in negotiations. Nobody is shifting ground, and Labour is saying even if it means sleeping in the venue of the rallies they're having, they would sleep there until government leaves things, because they want a listening government, not any form of dictatorship in the cloak of a democratic leadership.
Now, given the history of Nigeria, is there any fear that the military could step in and perhaps Nigeria could revert back to the days of military rule?
Well, from what we are seeing here, I don't really think, as a journalist, that the military has any reason to want to step in now. The reason is this: the civil rights leaders and Labour, they've been telling the people no violence, no violence. And, impressively, the people are doing so much to, avoid violence. In some places where you have pockets of violence, they were actually provoked by the police. But the people themselves are not, fighting themselves or carrying guns and all of that. You have a lot of young men on the street, and you know how young when they are agitating. But even at that, they are just chanting songs, but nobody is shooting, nobody is carrying machetes and all of that. So I don't see the reason why the military will want to step in. Nobody is killing anybody right now.